What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheyenne. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I have ever done on this channel before. My videos are mostly Disney and Harry Potter themed, but I am not just involved in those fandoms. I'm also involved in a few other fandoms. This is mostly just going to be a, fandom channel, pretty much all the different things that I'm in love with, and one of those main things is Animal Crossing. So naturally, and Nintendo just in general, not just Animal Crossing, but Nintendo. I've been playing Nintendo, including Animal Crossing, since I was very, very young, probably 6 or 7 years old. And so I naturally had to get a Nintendo Switch, which I just recently got, about a month ago, and if you guys want to see a video about how I got a Nintendo Switch during quarantine, then please let me know. But as soon as New Horizons came out, I knew that I needed to get the Switch. I've been wanting it for a while, but was kind of putting it off, and then that kind of made me take the plunge. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I decorated my Nintendo Switch. I decided to do a Joy-Con shell replacement. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I followed a really great tutorial. So you can see right here that I'm starting off with some gray Joy-Cons. My Switch came with the red and blue, but I followed a tutorial where it did not require you to take every single tiny piece of equipment apart. And the reason that you didn't have to do that is because you were able to keep that center piece the same. But I didn't want to do that, and you'll see, I'll point it out so that is a little bit more clear whenever I show that. But I didn't want to use the red and blue Joy-Cons to do the replacement with, because if I kept that center piece and made the repair or the replacement a little bit more simple, then you'd still be able to see red and blue kind of in the middle of the Joy-Con, and the outsides would be the lavender and mint. But I didn't want that. I didn't want any red and blue showing, so I ended up purchasing a pair of gray ones, so that way the middle piece would be gray, and I didn't mind that because it's more of a neutral color. I'm not going to do this real time because it took me like 4 hours, so I am going to speed it up, but I will stop here and there and kind of comment on certain things that I'm doing. This is not a tutorial at all. I had no clue what the hell I was doing. I followed a tutorial the entire time. Definitely had to back up the video over and over again to make sure that I was doing it right. But yeah, so as I go on, I will kind of somewhat explain what I'm doing and explain some of the issues that I ran into, but this whole video is not just going to be the Joy-Con replacement. I'm also going to show how I decorated my dock, and the back of my Switch, and all of that good stuff. And again, just, don't take what I'm doing too literally or seriously, because I definitely ran into some issues. So right here, I am just unscrewing everything to take out the motherboard. And as you can see, I removed all of the electronics at one time, and I'm now putting it all back in to the new Joy-Con shell at one time, which is what the tutorial that I followed, how that one's different from the other ones. And as you can see right here, that gray piece that I'm holding right now that has the trigger button attached to it, that is the piece that in a lot of tutorials that you would have to swap out. You would have to remove that ribbon cable you can see that's attaching it. You'd have to remove that trigger button, and you would replace it with the matching green centerpiece, because as you can see at the top, that little strip of gray would be green. And if I had used the red or blue Joy-Con, then that little strip of gray would actually be red or blue, and I didn't want that to be showing. So that's what I was talking about when I referenced that. I'm just attaching the back piece now. And the mint green Joy-Con did not give me any issues at all. This one was really easy. It was the left Joy-Con, and I did not have any problems. You can see here I'm snapping it closed. It snapped closed super, super easy. I could not say the same for the purple one. The Lavender Joy-Con gave me a lot of issues. It was the right-hand Joy-Con, and apparently the right Joy-Con, a lot of people have reported having issues with that whenever doing shell replacements. You can see I'm jumping to basically being done with it at this point because you've already seen me do the left one, so there was no point in showing that. I'm also putting the screw in the wrong spot right now, so just ignore this. But the Lavender Joy-Con, the right-hand one, was really an issue for me. I could not get it closed. I still don't really know why. You can see that little white thing at the bottom. That's the rumble motor. I thought that was the issue because it didn't seem to fit super well in the spot that it was supposed to go in. And so I tried to fit it a little bit better several times, and that didn't seem to work. As you can see, I'm really struggling to close it. In just a second, you'll be able to see that there's a gap, and that the shells are kind of gaping a little bit. There's a little bit of a bulging in the center of the Joy-Con. I tried several things. I went back through and shaved down and sanded down some pieces of the shell itself, and that seemed to help a little bit. I managed to get it majority closed with just a teeny little sliver of space left, and it still managed to work fine. So my Joy-Con works perfectly well, so it wasn't much of an issue. Here I'm just removing all the screws from the back and removing the back so that I can replace it with the purple one. Guys, if you're planning on doing this yourself, I strongly suggest using a little tray like I have in the top left corner to hold all of your screws to keep it all organized. And do not do this in a carpeted room. Please don't do it. I did that and I lost so many screws and pieces that I had to find replacements for because they bounce off my desk. Maybe put like a cloth on your desk so that the screws don't bounce on it, because I had several screws that whenever they slipped out of my hand and then they bounced on the surface of my desk and then fell into the carpet and have never been seen again. These screws are really tiny, so yeah, don't do it with carpet. Also, if you're gonna do this, make sure that you are replacing the previous screws, the tri-wing screws that Nintendo comes with new Phillips head screws. The tri-wing ones are horrible, and they do strip incredibly easily. So these are some really fun Animal Crossing stickers that I found on Etsy. I will be linking all of the products that I've used in the video. These are so cute. I'm in love with them. You'll be able to tell whenever I get up close, but they're also glittery, so that's always fun. are some cute Animal Crossing themed thumb grips that I found again on Etsy. They're really easy to apply. Just flip them inside out, press them down, and then push down on the sides. So I decided to use a clear protective case because I wanted to be able to see the color of my Joy-Cons and the stickers on the back. And I did run into a small problem with this because of the bulging from my right Joy-Con, the purple one. The clear case for the right Joy-Con does not fit perfectly. Basically, you attach the back piece onto the back of the Joy-Con, and then the front piece just kind of slides in. And on the mint one, it snapped in perfectly, but on the right hand one, the purple one, because of the slight bulging, the back piece kind of stretches to be a little bit bigger. And so the front piece was just kind of sliding around on top. It didn't snap in securely. So I decided to just not add the front pieces. You can see them sitting on the right hand side of the screen. I decided not to add those because if it didn't fit on the right one, I didn't want it on the left one. So I just used the back pieces for the clear protective case. And now I'm going ahead and applying the tempered glass screen protector. So here I'm just making sure that everything is working properly. I'm testing every single button just in case I have to open up back the Joy-Cons and fix anything, and I did not, so yay! So that is it for today's video, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the decorating part. The Joy-Con shell replacement was not fun per se. Don't be deterred from trying it though if you really want to. It's not too bad, especially if you follow the tutorial that I used. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you'll have an awesome day.